smart, hard-hitting. Like all these guys with journalism like degrees are going to be like looking at that breakdown that we just did of James Gunn and Disney. Be in awe of that shit. I feel like can you get a Pulitzer Prize for a podcast?
We should make one. We should make one.
Go check out the Horror, Philosophy, and Culture podcast, Scary Thoughts. Co-hosts Mark, Kate, and Chad Lott cover classic and auteur horror films, going deep while keeping the conversation light. To listen, go over to iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, or wherever you receive your dark sermons from the cursed minds of the dead.
Oh, that's me. Welcome to Comically Gaming, episode 114, the weekly talk show where we discuss our obsessions and the week's news around them. A games, comic, and culture production. Catch new episodes every Tuesday, and please consider supporting us at patreon.com/GCandC. You can help us improve all our content and make Dirk holler for as little as $1 per month.
This week in Comically Gaming, World of Warcraft's new expansion, Joker Origin film info, Octopath Traveler news,
Dude.
Nathan Drake hits the big screen, No Man's Sky goes next, and the James Gunn controversy in all of its glory. In our CBBC, we cover X-23 #1.
All right.
Hey-o.
Let's do this. Episode 114.
Comically Gaming.
Bam.
What's up, fellas?
It's crazy. I don't know. I had a really busy week, and
No, you didn't.
I didn't do shit that was fun. Well, I went to Denver, so I had fun.
Denver's fun.
Going to Denver, eating some good food, eating some good green chili, some other burritos. I had
Green chili's good.
Dude, I had a breakfast
What's
burrito.
Denver known for, food-wise?
Green chili.
Green chili.
Actually, green chili comes from Pueblo,
Yeah,
but all of Colorado kind of claims it.
it's so good.
You pour it all over omelets, in particular
it's the bomb.
breakfast burritos. But people make in Pueblo they call it the slapper, where it's an open-faced hamburger with green chili over top of it, over a bed of fries.
Oh my God, that sounds
All the chili
amazing.
goes into the fries and stuff.
Dude.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a bomb. I got
sounds
this
so
breakfast burrito at the hotel, and I thought it was going to just be a breakfast burrito. It was longer than a butter knife, and it was the size of a baby's arm. It was just this massive. It
You
was
eating baby's arms?
It was smothered in green chili. I did get a few things though on a plane. I read Realm #7. That's continued to be good, actually. I really like number 7. I don't know if anyone else has read it.
Yes. It's great.
Oblivion Song #4. I don't know yet. It's kind of weird. It jumps around too much. I finally got through the thing, the Marvel 2-in-1 thing, Human Torch #6. And then Gideon Falls #4, which was just awesome.
Oh, I need to read that.
I played a little, before I left, I played a little bit of Far Cry 5. Started to really dig the game. It's kind of fun. I've heard some things about it where sometimes it forces you to the next portion of the story based on which quests you complete. So if you complete a mainline quest, it may just jump you to another point. And I don't know. I haven't experienced it. So far, I'm having a lot of fun. It's fun to just run over people and animals with the truck. You can it's pretty awesome.
I heard there's a quest for hitting so many animals with your truck.
There?
There's a side quest somewhere.
And then I've been playing World of Warcraft, getting ready for the expansion and the news around it coming up. We'll cover in News of the Week. I watched.
How long has it been since you played World of Warcraft?
I usually go through spurts. Yeah, it's probably been since after Legion dropped, so about 2 years ago. So I played the last expansion, went through all 10 levels, and I experienced for a while, and then it just gets boring, and I don't like rehashing the same quests through multiple tunes, even though I have 3 tunes at 110.
Are you max level?
Yeah.
So what are you trying for? Just different armor sets and stuff?
Yeah, just for armor sets, go and gain reputation to get different mounts and cosmetic stuff, and there's PvP, and you can get up to raids. Raid levels are crazy.
Right.
And with the new expansion, we'll talk about, they revamped a lot of stuff. So I don't know. It's fun to play around with. Because I've been playing it since it was launched back in 2004. It's just something I play on and off. I'll play it for a couple 8 months and then drop it for a year.
Couple 8 months.
Couple 8 months. And I watched a shitty movie. That movie Blockers, or Cock Blockers, as they try to insinuate. Dude, don't waste
Why
your
you
money.
do that to yourself?
It was horrible.
Cock blockers.
Yeah. It was
Starring
What the fuck is that?
John Cena.
Yeah, it had John Cena in
Really?
it. And the
Wow.
chick from This Is 40. And This Is 40 was funny, and there was some funny lines, but it was like a veiled...
What shit?
I don't remember.
The wife.
Julianne Newton, I think her name is.
Paul Rudd's wife.
Yeah, Paul Rudd's wife. But I mean, some of the stuff that they... it seemed like they were trying to make this generation of high schoolers next American Pie. And before that, they give homage to like 16 Candles, which was the 80s coming
You
of
got to
age
stop
story.
breaking down cock blockers.
Yeah, let's move on.
So, it's not worth your money. I don't know how it got an 85 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Pass.
Because it sucked cock. It didn't block anything. It
Blockers.
just sucked it dry, shriveled up.
Let's go.
Other than that, I haven't really...
That's it.
Yeah, I haven't done anything. Nope, that's it. Good.
That's it, huh? Okay. Well, Dirk, you'll be happy to hear, I'm sure, we finally started DBZ Kai. So, question number one is, what does Kai... what
DBZ Kai.
Yeah, what does Kai mean? Where does that fall in with the whole series and everything?
DBZ Kai. Okay, the original DBC was known for how drawn out and overextended and like useless some of the scenes were. So Kai is sort of like an edited, shorter version of Dragon Ball Z that everybody loves. I mean, it cuts out all the crap and
The original
just-
season.
yeah, of the original DBZ. It just takes it, re-edits it, knocks all the crap out, and it puts a
Okay.
shine on it. And I think it's done in high def or something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
you know, they take the old stuff and make it high def, so it
Right.
doesn't look like something filmed today, but it looks
Totally.
very nice on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So there was Dragon Ball, and then there's Dragon Ball Z,
Yes.
and then how much after that? Is it just the recent one, the Super, or is there more?
Well, there's the GT, which nobody references
Okay.
because it was that bad.
Really?
Yeah, and it wasn't very long. The weird thing is that the two longest series out of the whole thing are the original Dragon Ball, which is Goku as a kid,
Right.
and then Dragon Ball Z is him, he's an adult by that
Right.
time. But Z is long, and I think it's got like 4 different sagas.
Sure. Okay.
Oh.
Cool. Yeah, I was just curious. It
And
was
Super is what's happening right now. So
Right. Yeah, me and my kid both enjoyed it. I will say it's funny, the Japanese, you just can't get away from it. Yeah, you think DBZ is like for kids, and there's still like
Still
jokes
weird
about
sex
wanting
stuff,
to play
yeah.
with boobs and stuff. Yeah, in the middle of it.
yeah,
you know?
he's a big perv. What's his name? Master Roshi's a big
Yeah.
perv.
Yeah,
Hope that was muted.
totally.
Was it
That's
muted?
just
So-
for anime.
We finished The Preacher season 1. So I want to like talk to you guys for a couple minutes after the show or whatever, because there's some stuff that is great, but it's great. The whole thing's great. Really enjoying watching it again, and happy to get back to season 2 and get caught up. The Crystal Shard, another thing, great, really great. I'm 4, 5, 6 chapters in, somewhere around there, and it is really, really cool how he.
Who wrote that?
Salvatore.
Oh, really?
Salvatore.
Okay.
It's the 4th book of what you have, but
Yes.
it's actually the
Is it the
first
4th?
one because it's the first one that he wrote.
Yes.
It came out like Star Wars. He did 4, 5, and 6 first, and then went back and wrote the prequel that starts like 1 of 26 or something crazy. There's so
Yes.
many of them, huh?
Yeah, there's a lot in those changes. So yeah, I
Okay.
forgot to mention that he wrote the Crystal Shard first,
Right.
and then went back and wrote like Exile, Homeland, and Sojourn afterwards to explain. So yeah, but it started it all.
So is the Crystal Shard more him? Like, I don't know. I guess spoilers. I don't know.
Yeah, you can spoil.
Is he already out of the Underdark then?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Really? The first three are mostly
spoiler.
Let's stop.
Right?
It's like spoiling Luke's
Stop
father.
it.
Who's reading this? Come on.
Moving on.
Dirk said we can cover
It's
it.
really great. I really like his world building and stuff. I didn't when he first starts using the races in the classes. I thought like, okay, this could be kind of cheesy, and it's totally not. He totally builds up all these races really cool in ways that make sense. Logically you can see like, okay, this group will be here and this group will be doing this, and it's really, really well done. Yeah.
I got a question. Does he have the severe Janelles in there? Jeff,
I don't think so.
do you know?
I don't think so.
Later on, but
Okay.
in order not to get a spoiler card, I can neither confirm or deny.
Spoiler right there.
No spoiler.
So
I trapped him.
reading. How far are you into the Crystal Shard? Like chapter 2?
No, like I said, I'm like 4 or 5 chapters in.
Okay, so Brunner, Battlehammer.
Yeah.
Are you
I haven't really.
Are you gonna
So
start
he
modeling?
hasn't been in it yet.
What?
Like in the very first chapter, he talks about him and the elf, but then after that, it's all been backstory. They haven't even talked about grids.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They're talking about things happening around.
I'm just keeping in mind to maybe model a little bit of Thanon after Brunner.
Okay, all right. I'll see. I
already
just have
there.
a love of dwarves that
You're
all kind of
there.
flows together.
Yeah.
So, Sea of Thieves. Me and Corey have been playing a boatload of Sea of Thieves. No pun intended. It wasn't intended until it started coming out. Had some good times again. The first night it took we didn't run into anybody till the very, very end. There were people on the island where you sell your shit back.
Yeah.
But last night we got smoked like a couple noobs in quick fashion. We went after this boat, and these guys, they did. And of course, I was telling my kid, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's what they do." But the boat went in front of us when we were chasing them after we fired our initial shots at them, and then one of the dudes like jumped off his boat and waded in the water and got onto our ship without us ever seeing him.
Wow.
And got
That's
us from
gangster.
behind, took us both down, on our own boat, and
Total
Man.
gangster.
Yep. And then I ran into a big sea monster, and I was actually in the water when it happened, so I could go underneath the water and look at him under there. It's really, really cool. Totally down with that. Destroyed the GCandC top score for the Atch 2
I saw
table on
That's
Tim
good.
Halifax.
You beat Jeff.
Yep,
You beat
crushed.
Jeff's 100. Yeah.
Crushed, yeah. And then
On Act 2?
the-
I don't have 100 on Act 2.
yeah.
You got
Yep.
35 more. No, but you had the highest score
Oh, did I?
overall. Yeah, and then he's got 35 more than that. So
Oh.
No, I got him beat by over 100 million.
no, he's got 100 on another
You means
table.
you got top score.
Oh, on
of all
another
the
table.
tables.
Yeah. You got to count them table per table. They all score differently. But I was going to show up. I did that score, and I was going to show up and talk all kinds of shit about trying to train you guys up to be able to play pinball on my level and stuff. And then I tried to beat your score on Portal, and I couldn't do it. I sat down
hard.
and really worked at it, and
Try
and,
Jaws. Shit.
yeah, and you only got mine beat by a few thousand. It's funny, like on that Portal table. And
Portal's
actually,
hard.
we were talking last week about how we didn't like it. I really like it after playing it today. Once you realize how you start the different tests and you got to try and make Shell escape get from point A to point B in the test rooms. Really cool how they do that.
Wait, my only issue with that is that I'm so focused on the paddles that when they shoot to a story, I feel like it throws me off a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, that's pinball nowadays.
Ah.
Pinball's been doing that for years. You have to do the stories
I know
to get to the jackpots. You know what I mean? You never get to the jackpots unless you advance the stories. So
right, and I realize that it's hard for me to manage both because I'm trying
totally
to focus on one.
That's the joy of pinball, though. it's technique. So and then anyways, last night watched The Dark Knight with my kids and the wife, and 10-year anniversary. I don't know if you guys know last week of The Dark Knight, and that Heath Ledger's Joker is untouchable.
Yep.
Nothing. There's no villain on film,
Totally.
even in the same universe, is what he did in that movie. It's so fucking awesome. And just
people act like Jack Nicholson's like a rival to it, and I don't think so.
I like Nicholson, but it's different. It's like
different.
apples and oranges.
No, Heath Ledger just legendary.
Yeah, I mean,
killed him.
The thing is, it's like even Nicholson like to some degree he was just acting goofy, and there's none of that with Heath Ledger.
No.
Heath Ledger's took that 100% serious, and then really really good. So, and my oldest,
what you call it, actors that stay in the role 24/7.
Method actors.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jack Nicholson was really trying to shadow and
Cesar Romero.
Thank you. I was getting to it, but he was trying to really channel Cesar Romero's Joker from the TV show, and it's just not the same.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and then just the other thing, just watching it through again, the fact that Batman loses and the Joker wins, like, so great. Like the Joker did it, and the whole thing is like, oh yeah, Batman's like sacrificing himself or whatever. I think you could spoil that Dark Knight at this point if you haven't seen it. But
what if you're a young kid who like just hasn't seen it because like he's just getting to the age?
Okay, you're right. I got carded. You're right.
Yeah, Batman won, everybody.
But it's great, really great movie, and watching it 10 years later still just as good. No kind of this looks different now.
Yeah.
Yep, it's awesome.
No, it's great.
All right, that was my week. How was yours, Corey?
It was pretty good. Well, yeah, you said Sea of Thieves, so obviously I got an Xbox One S. Amazon Prime Day. It was the Xbox, and then 3 months of Game Pass and Xbox Live for $230.
Wow.
So pulled the trigger. Got that. So yeah, I really haven't had much time to play it yet. I got it on Friday right before I left for work, and I worked till midnight on Friday and Saturday. And Saturday I work open to close. So today is the first day I got to sit down for a few hours and play it. But we did rock out Sea of Thieves, like we've already talked about, and I played a little PUBG with my buddy last night. I was terrible at it. I gotta work on my skills for sure.
You were
first impression. How do you compare that to H1Z1?
It's way better, I think.
It's way better. Even you're just not good at it yet.
Yeah. And then today I for about 3 or 4 hours I played State of Decay 2.
You like it?
Yeah, it's I want to get together on it. I played for 3 or 4 hours and was having a pretty good time, but I don't know, it seems a little boring by yourself, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, because there's not really story, right? It's just like you sustaining your base and your crew and all that stuff. So that's definitely more fun to go out and do stuff with other people. But I really like how you're like when your dudes die, you just become another member of the crew. So then you got to go recruit other people to your crew and stuff like that to keep it all going. Yet. Like, oh, you haven't?
How long have you played it?
Probably about the same. That's why I feel like I've put 4 or 5, 6 hours in, something like that.
You gotta protect your teammates, man.
Yeah.
Protect yourself. Yeah, I haven't had anybody die yet. So, be fucked up. Like, does my girlfriend die? Can she just die? That would suck.
I think you and her can. Like, you're not a one character.
Yeah.
You like at night when you go and rest at the base and you can switch over to a different person. Have you done that yet?
Yeah.
I think the same thing happens when you die.
Yeah, that would be fucked up if dude or his girlfriend died. But whatever. But yeah, I mean, I like it. It's just, I don't know, the building system of like building your base. It doesn't seem all that. I don't know. I'd rather like. I wish there was more customization. Like, there's 3 spots where I can build buildings,
right.
you know, and like and I wish I could build my walls higher so zombies couldn't climb over them and shit. Like, and it's, you know, you can't do stuff like, I wish you could build individual things like throughout the whole, you know, I don't know.
I'm with you. I'm under the impression that you sooner or later you travel away from that and find a place that's bigger that has more spots for you to put different things.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I agree with you. It'd be better if the base building was more, there was more customizing options. For
right.
Sure.
Like if we had to go out and chop down trees and shit so that we can fortify our wall, or, you know, mine rocks and shit and fortify the walls and, you know, build them taller and stuff like that. It'd be cool. I feel like it'd be cool if they had that, but I liked it.
I just like, as far as all these online zombie games lately, I like the feeling of that one when you're walking around the country. Like, right. I just think it kind of feels the most like if you're not in a city where there's going to be a million of them, what it would be like. The kind of sparseness of them, but you still get yourself in some sticky situations.
Right.
You know, I like that part.
You run into one of them behemoth ones yet? That you can't even kill with a car?
I don't know.
They're fucking huge. They smash your car. You can run into them as much as you want. Like, he was pretty sweet. But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I got an Xbox. Not as good as the PS4. I'm just gonna. Sorry, I'm a PS4 fanboy, I guess. But I don't think I am. I think it's just a better system. I mean, the layout on the Xbox One sucks. Like, the whole home screen just looks like a big advertisement or something to me. And then, like what me and Nate were talking about, so I got the Game Pass or whatever, so I have like 13 games that I wanted on it. So I started to download them all, and then my Xbox like turned into a potato and couldn't even fucking move. Like,
a potato.
It does that. Once you download more than 2 things at a time, it just go press a button, go make a sandwich, come back, press the next one. Like,
and then like the Xbox menu is weird. Like the home screen button doesn't. You know, I just like on the PlayStation how it brings you to the home screen, and then it doesn't. You have to hit it and then select go to home screen, and I don't know, just
screenshot button.
What?
You were talking about that last night. Lack of the screenshot button. I love the screenshot button,
especially. I mean, the Switch and PS4 both have it.
And double A's in the controller.
Yeah.
And double A's in the controller. It's the most stupid thing ever. Why the fuck? Do they have like a partnership with Duracell or something? Because it comes with 2 Duracells when you fucking buy it. Like, so stupid. But
you don't like replacing batteries in these things?
No. Yeah, why? And I mean, it's a new console. Why the fuck? And why not even now just release? Okay, batteries are so fucking old school. The only reason I would ever buy one is for this controller. That's the only thing I own.
Right.
Everything I own.
Right.
That I would
Smoke
use.
Detectors.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I don't have those though.
Well, you know, Corey, you can take your Xbox controller, take out the batteries, plug it into your computer, and you can play Xbox games through your PC with the Xbox app.
Wow.
But then you're wired. To your controller.
Dude, there's got to be a little bit of lag doing that.
There is a lag, yeah. Especially if you try to stream from your Xbox, if it's like downstairs, you try to stream it to your computer. Yeah, it's not a good idea.
Right. So yeah, got an Xbox. So first time in my life, I'm 30 years old, and I got all 3 current gen consoles. So
nice,
triumvirate.
Pretty hyped about that.
Big moment in your life.
It is.
Milestone, I know.
I mean, there's been generations that I've owned each system, but not while they were current. Like I've gone back and bought the SNES and shit like that. But yeah, so really cool. Watched more anime, and I'm fully caught up on Preacher, unless a new episode just came out.
Yeah, tonight.
Yeah, so I guess I'm one behind. But
we're even. Yeah.
So good, man.
Yep.
It's so fucking awesome. Like I don't know if last year it was Legion for sure. And I feel like this year it's Preacher so far. Like unless something changes.
Preacher just edges it out for me.
Yeah.
I think we're just blessed to have both of them.
Oh, we are,
Yeah.
for sure.
Thank David.
For sure. And then Red Axe 23. I can't remember what I did last week compared to this week. So that's it. That's my week.
The fog. The fog of memory.
Xbox.
Bring it home, Dirk.
Okay, so real quick, I started reading this again. It's Volo's Guide to Monsters.
Oh yeah.
I jumped back into it. I just finished a chapter on giants to try to get some knowledge about giant lore. Giants are fucking awesome. It's really cool to go into D&D mythology and read about different monsters and stuff. The connected news to that, since I don't think we're going to get it in the news items, is that the new setting dropped, and it's Ravnica, which I've never heard of or played or anything. It's connected to Magic the Gathering. It's a setting from there, and they're importing it from Magic into D&D.
That's cool. Yeah, they've done that before.
Yeah, they've done
Is
that.
it free? The first one they did like that was free.
No, this is gonna be. It's gonna be like Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide, basically. But the setting, I've never heard of this, but it's a planet that is entirely covered by one city.
Really?
So the city covers the entirety of the planet, and it's about 10 guilds in that city, which vary from crime syndicates, scientific institutions, church hierarchies, and they're all fighting against each other. So,
is it like in a different realm or universe or something, or
well, it's a different planet. I think it's connected to Forgotten Realms.
Is that planet in the same universe?
Yes.
As like the Sword Coast?
Well, yeah,
they're
I think
like
the way
bringing a magic setting
this is my theory about what's going to happen. They introduce this, and then they get Spelljammer next because that gives you a way to get to this planet from somewhere else.
Right.
I think.
Sure.
I started watching very briefly Agretsuko on Netflix, which is a really cutesy anime, but it's about it's about a red panda named Retsuko who's 25 years old. She works in the accounting department of a Japanese trading firm. She
I like
she
the
has
sound of it so far.
Yeah, she has a horrible time at work with her
Are the other
coworkers.
people in the firm humans, or?
No, they're all animals.
They're all
Okay.
okay.
But
Are they
so
animal people or just straight up animals?
they're animal people.
They're
They're
animals.
anthropomorphic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, good.
So she gets pushed around at work and has terrible bosses and stuff, and she takes out of her emotions by going to a karaoke bar every night and singing death metal. And it's really
like a gory description here. The longer you go, the more gory it sounds.
Yeah.
No, I think he would like it. I actually
Sounds really good.
Wow.
Agretsuko.
It's a comedy though. It's funny. It's really funny.
I like comedies. Slice of
Yeah.
life comedy. It's right up my alley.
Yeah, it's actually really funny. I would encourage anybody, but it's done in a very, very cute style, not like your typical anime. This is more like Pop Team Epic.
Super cute. So they're not.
Yeah,
They're
like
not,
Care Bears, you know.
Okay.
But
Maybe
it's
not quite so much up my alley.
It's pretty funny, dude. You should watch
Yeah.
at least one episode.
I'll try it out.
And then I just read a bunch of comics. I read Superman #1, which is really good. Domino 4, the new Jessica Jones #1, which is really good, but I just feel like it's impossible to compete with Bendis on that
Who's
series.
writing that?
Kelly Thompson.
What else did she write? Maybe
She's got a few things. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but
Right.
she mentions at the end of the comic that she's super nervous about. But he picked her as his successor before he left. So, and then we're gonna cover Immortal
I'm
Hulk.
sorry. Dirk,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. They restarted it with #1.
Yes.
Okay. How long has the Bendis run? Is it like 13 or 14 or something?
Yeah, it's around there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I don't know if this is going to be an ongoing or just a limited series. But I read X-Men Red #6, and then my issue of the week, which
That's
will
so
cover
good.
Yeah,
I
X-Men
kind
Red.
of fell behind on that.
Good.
I need to catch back up on that.
Yeah. I mean, that team is awesome, man.
Yeah, I loved it.
Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Immortal Hulk #3, I was going to pick as my book of the week, but we'll cover that next week. So
Comic book club.
that's it.
Oh, really?
That's my week.
Nice.
Sweet.
All right.
All right.
News of the week. We got 6 items this week.
It's crazy.
Number 6. Lead it off, Jeff.
All right. Yeah, so number 6, World of Warcraft is launching its next expansion August 13th, which is unprecedented because usually it launches at midnight on a Tuesday morning, not at 3 p.m. Pacific time on a Monday. And they're really changing it up. They've pretty much revamped all the item levels for all the gear. So it's really weird because before you're shooting for gear in the upper 800s, and now everything's back to like at level 110, which is max level gears 180 plus. Now with the new one, they're trying to revitalize World PvP by doing War Mode because in this one it's Battle for Azeroth where they're bringing back the battle between humans and orcs, so it's going back to its roots. And they launched 2 new classes. Or no, wait, 2 new playable races. No, 8 new playable races. There we go.
8 new playable races?
Yeah,
Damn.
it's crazy.
That's a lot.
So,
How many races are there total?
Oh shit! I lost count. There's
More than
so
30?
many. There's a lot, and I could be wrong, but that's what I remember from just some of the quests. But I really love the cutscenes. I mean, Blizzard probably makes the best cutscenes I've seen for any video game. I've seen some really good cutscenes, but we've always said if Blizzard would make a movie, it would be awesome. Just the way
They did. It failed.
Well, that wasn't really Blizzard. No, that was a great movie. Warcraft was a good movie. If you played the game and you understood the backstory,
I didn't say it was a bad movie. I said it failed.
it failed. But no, it should be pretty. It's pretty hyped because they're doing the pre-launch events are going to be starting where they're going to wipe out 2 of the cities, 2 of the major capital cities in the beginning, and one's like the Night Elves, and then the Undead.
They're going to completely get rid of them, or what?
No, well, yeah. Supposedly, like they've stopped like the blimp service to them, and now it's hard to get to them. And
Will there be a ruin when you get there?
Oh, we don't know.
Is it totally just gone? You don't know yet. Okay.
we don't know. Probably a smoking creek because they've done this before. They've changed the face of zones with the Cataclysm, where they had one zone where they actually split it in 2 different halves now, and it has a big rift in the center of it. You have to fly over One of the other zones they flooded out, so now you can only swim around or get on a boat, and they've changed a lot. I mean, they've completely restructured the game several times, and it should be fun. I think with World PvP coming back into play, and it's gonna revitalize that whole thing.
If I were to get it, could you get me in your guild?
Yeah, I can get you in.
Is it? So you're paying for it? Is it still cost a monthly
it still costs
fee?
money.
How much is it?
It's free up to 20th level.
Yeah, it's free up to 20th level to try it out, and then it's $15 a month to play.
15.
Yeah, it's
Never
not
mind.
it's not that hard to level though. I mean, it's so easy to level now. It's not like it was back in the day when you had the grind from hell.
But the thing is, I wouldn't want to play it all the time, so it would not be worth $15 a month.
Yeah, you got to be pretty dedicated to play it. Or
Yeah.
so it's a lot of fun. I
Like
love
your
the
thing.
story. The story's crazy, but it's a lot of fun. If you played any of the original Warcrafts, it was the RTSs. This is right up your alley.
I've got them.
Number 5. Joker origin film gets title and release date.
Ooh.
Did you see the title?
No.
Joker.
What?
Joker?
Yeah.
What's with these lame ass titles?
Really?
So low.
Yeah.
Joker?
Joker.
That was the news. That's the news line. Yeah.
It's set in the 80s.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
What's the release date? That was part of our
October next year.
2019, yeah.
So is this
October
the Joaquin
20.
Phoenix one, or is this the Jared
Yes.
Leto one?
No, the Joaquin Phoenix. It's the origin story.
I don't see Joaquin Phoenix as a good Joker for some reason.
You know what?
I don't see
I did-
Joaquin Phoenix.
I checked out some fan art where they
Yeah.
put the makeup over his face, and there are some shots that looked good, but who knows? I mean,
You don't know who Joaquin Phoenix is, Corey?
I don't think so. What else is in?
He played
River Phoenix's son.
Yeah, he played
Who?
brother.
he played Johnny Cash and Walk the Line,
He's River Phoenix's
Okay.
brother.
and he played the evil Roman emperor
Walk the Line?
in
The serious
Gladiator. Yeah.
Yeah. You're thinking of Walk Hard.
I've seen both of them.
No, Walk
Just
the
making
Line's
sure I knew who we
Reese
were talking
Witherspoon,
about.
and he plays Johnny Cash.
Right.
And then he
Okay.
played, I can't remember the guy's name, character's name, but in Gladiator, he played the Roman emperor in Gladiator.
What's
Nah.
the female AI story he was in? She or her?
Oh, her.
Kazumi AI?
Her. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird movie. He's a
You guys seen
strange
that
guy.
virtual YouTuber?
Yeah.
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 We'll see.
Number 4. Square Enix issues apology for underestimating. Okay, so yeah, Octopath Traveler. It's completely sold out everywhere. It was like
Yep.
3 to 4 weeks on Amazon, and apparently the physical copy. I mean,
Why? Just download
I don't
that
get
shit.
it. Yeah, download it then. Fuck.
Plus, the Switch games are so fucking small, dude. I'd be scared to lose that shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
I just,
severe shortage of
It's-
Octopath Traveler.
You know, it's so funny. The Switch is on fire, and this is like the only big game
Right, that's been
summer?
out months, yeah.
Yeah.
for it, and they didn't anticipate it to do as well as it's doing. Like, it's just destroying out there. Everybody wants to play it. And
Well, that makes me want to play it.
got
Yeah, I
great-
haven't bought it
got
yet,
great
but
reviews everywhere.
I plan on it. I bought the Xbox, but I will get Octopath Traveler.
Yeah, I want to play it. I do. I got to clear up some of my backlog with school, and
Right.
then I got.
You're almost there.
Xenoblade. I got to. Don't don't jinx it, dude. I'm so fucking
Yeah.
tired.
Number
But I
3.
got to finish Xenoblade, so who knows?
Yeah, you do. That's a great game. Number 3, Nathan Drake fan fiction.
This was an awesome trailer.
Yeah.
That
Did
was
you guys all
awesome.
watch
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
My favorite part about it all was the game shots.
Yes,
like
of course.
screen by screen. I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah.
What?
But
So I
as soon
didn't
as
watch this. What
It's 15 minutes long, so
fan
can't-
fan fiction? What does that mean? It's not a real movie, or
No.
correct. Just him. So the actor Nathan Fillion and the director, whose name I can't remember, got together and said, "Let's do it." And they wrote it themselves and went out with a little mini crew. If you go on YouTube, you can see the videos of their crew filming the action scenes and stuff. But and it was more professional than.
so like
Some
really good
movies.
or something? Like why
What's
is this a news item? I don't get it.
This is really good.
It's awesome.
Because
They
it's
showed it at
awesome.
San Diego
And it's
Comic
done.
Con.
Really?
It was,
awesome.
it was done like on extreme low budget, and
Yeah.
it just
He does. The way that he acts is perfect.
perfect.
Like
yeah.
he sounds like him. He acts exactly like he would in
Yeah.
the situations that
He
he's
got the
in.
mannerisms. And
Yeah, and then once he starts fighting, they pan the camera behind him so it looks like it's in the game when he's doing it and stuff. It's great. Really, really
Corey,
good.
I'll
So
say
good.
this. I don't think it would have been a news item if it was just a Joe Blow off the
Yeah.
street. And
Right.
the production value wasn't that high, but it's like an A-list or B-list actor. I don't know where he would be.
Nathan Fillion.
And it's high production value.
Nathan Fillion is pretty big in the sci-fi fantasy,
Yes.
realm.
Absolutely.
so
Yeah.
he's an A-lister when you look at his niche. He was in Castle.
Right.
But
not. I mean, there are several people that wouldn't maybe know who he is off the street. You know, I think an A-lister is like universally known.
I wouldn't have known him.
Right.
I've
oh,
never seen it.
thought you were big into sci-fi. What's up?
I watch anything that he's in. Yeah, I don't.
Firefly.
Number one.
Firefly, yeah.
Number two.
No Man's Sky.
Number 2.
No Man's Sky next update. Didn't we already talk about this?
No,
No.
we've not talked about it.
We haven't
Not
discussed
after the
it?
last show. Not at all.
Really?
So they dropped out of the blue that they're gonna do what they said the game was gonna be like from the beginning, and it's gonna be third person with the new graphics engine behind it as well. Like everybody was so burned. I can't believe we're still talking
new
about No Man's
engine?
Sky 3 years later.
How
Yeah.
big is that update going to be?
Probably
It's going to
gigantic.
be the whole. It's going to be the whole game. If
The whole
it's a
game
new
again,
engine.
yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
it is.
But it's free if you have it now. So cool if this works out. Cool that when that game came out, it was clearly promoted by Sony, and then there was all the controversy over what the guy said the game would be like compared to what it ended up being like. I still liked it anyways. I played probably 30 or 40 hours of it. I know Corey liked it too. Dirk,
Yeah,
you liked it.
Yep.
Jeff,
Yep.
have you played it, Jeff?
Yeah, I liked it, yeah.
Yeah, so we all like it.
Join
But it
if you
wasn't-
like the game. Join No Man's High. R No Man's High.
Oh, Reddit.
The subreddit.
yeah.
It's great. I mean,
great.
that's
All right,
the
all right.
that's the No Man's Sky subreddit to be subscribed to. There's two. There's the No Man's Sky and No Man's High. No Man's High is way better.
But,
Continue, Nate.
But yeah, they're bringing it into where what they're saying again is that we're going to be able to go find each other and build awesome forts right next to each other on an island someplace, and then hop in our ships and be space pirates in a crew,
Build
taking
same
dudes out
forts
and
is what
stealing
they're
money.
saying, right?
Yes. Yep. So
We
that's
can work on the same base together. Like not even next to each other. We can all
Oh.
have a community for it.
I don't know about that. When
No.
you read the specific notes, it didn't specifically say that, but we could have a posse. We can make a little town of our forts, to defend.
The
or
trailer
whatever.
looks tight.
That'd be
Yeah, the
sweet.
trailer
that
looked
trailer.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
the trailer looked amazing.
I'll believe
So-
when I see it.
I'm 100% with you there, Jeff. But if they pull it off, then it's cool that they took all the money that they made, and this is a free update if you still have the game, right?
Yeah.
Like they could have just taken that money and said, "Boom, see ya, I'm moving to Mexico or whatever." I might have thought about doing something like that, but they put it back into the game and they're
Right,
trying to.
it's super smart.
it.
And this is like probably the most hated game of last year, to be
Right.
honest.
Yeah.
Like, and
Because of what happened.
they're trying their hardest to make up for it, and it still probably won't even make up for it, like in a lot of people's eyes. But it's cool that they are.
Yep.
Like, sure.
Sure.
Yeah. Number one, James Gunn.
Oh.
So, if just briefly, I'll break it down.
I don't even.
This will
know.
be hard to talk around a little bit, I think, but James Gunn, director of Guardians of the Galaxy, got fired for some
And
tweets.
writer.
And writer. He got fired for some tweets that he made over a decade ago that if you read the tweets, we don't need to read them on here, but they are extremely I don't know even what the word would be. They're in poor taste. Extremely in poor taste. So they're jokes that, I'm not going to say that I've never made with friends alone in a room or whatever.
I haven't made a joke like that.
No, I haven't either. I will say that. But I still, you get back to the guys being guys thing, and people say stupid shit all the time, and that's the problem with the internet is that you're going to get caught saying stupid
that's
shit.
That's the same as grab them by the pussy then.
If
you say it like that.
Well, and it's 10-year-old tweets. It's like, thank God I didn't have Twitter when I was in high school.
So anyways, it was brought to light. Hold on. Let me just finish it, and then you guys can talk it through. So it was brought to light by a super conservative website that went after James Gunn for him because he was going after Trump. And so that whole thing is in the background here. And then Disney fired him because, they talk about pedophilia and stuff. Like, Disney was like, sorry, we can't do it. James Bautista came out to defend him, said, hey, this stuff is wrong. And I got to say that James Gunn's apology, if you guys read that, was super awesome. It was exactly what I would have done. He took full responsibility. He said, I was stupid. This was a mistake. I regret it, and I try to live my life every day now not being like that. But that being said, I did it. I deserve whatever's coming to me for it. Like, he was very... That's not a direct quote that I just made there. But But he didn't try to be in the slightest act like he was getting jobbed because of it. You know what I mean? He took it on the chin. So anyways, that's the whole news item if you haven't caught up on it.
It's bullshit, though, because Disney is probably one of the most hypocritical, racist fucking companies on the planet, dude.
Right.
If you look at a lot of the shit that they portrayed...
I think that's a little strong there, Jeff. I don't think today they are the most racist company on the planet.
They do have
matter.
a strong
they
race
were
history, though.
30
I'm just talking about history versus what they are today.
10 to 30 years
about them
you look
today.
at Pocahontas, you look at the cat, the Siamese cat in, I think it was 101 Dalmatians. You look at how they portrayed Middle Eastern Arab folks in Aladdin, dude. They have nothing. They have no reason to sit there.
The flip side, so devil's advocate. You didn't even bring up Song of the South there.
I didn't want to get that far because, dude, you watch that shit now and you're like, wow, I can't even believe we put this. But even how they portrayed the Indians in Peter Pan.
Right. But, okay, so the devil's advocate side of that is that things were different when those things came out. When you watch, whether it's something that happened 50 years ago or 200 years ago,
they were
the average mindset of the person on the street.
They were when James Gunn tweeted this shit.
But see, I agree. It is even different in that decade. Yep, absolutely. I'm just playing devil's advocate. Like, Disney just put out Black Panther and is super, cast definitely diverse crews for everything that they do nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's 100% hypocritical. It's just that they changed with the times.
It doesn't matter. Walt Disney was a fucking pedophile.
Look, I'm going to say this. You have to take those tweets, even if you take them the time that they were written, he has to be held accountable for that.
And he accepted it. He took accountability.
At the same time, I think Disney went way overboard by firing him, number one, because of their own problematic history. And then number two, Mike Cernovich is the fucking guy that discovered all these and put him on blast. And this guy has a history. He's an extreme right-wing dude. He has a history of finding liberal left-wing people and exposing, issues about them and putting them on blast.
Right.
So it's a mixed bag, but no, I think they should not have fired him. I'll put it that way.
I agree. Okay. Just because of that. 10 years ago, he's a different person than he was 10 years ago. Disney is a different company than they were 20 years ago or whatever. But I think you could do some damage control without firing.
Absolutely.
Well, look at the founder of Papa John's. He resigned.
Fuck that guy, dude.
They're going to spit a drink all over his computer.
John Schnatter. Fuck John Schnapp.
No, I mean, but I understand why Disney fired him. He made a pedophile joke. Like, I don't.
But Disney
Like,
was a pedophile.
I might not necessarily think he shouldn't be fired, but I don't, like, I see why they fired him. Like, I think it would have been weird maybe if they didn't. Like, you can't work for Disney and make a joke about little boys, you know, doing shit.
Agreed.
It's just their policy. It's Disney. I mean,
I understand
they did have fucked up movies in the past, but this was 2000 something. Like, it wasn't 1980 or 1970, like, or
When
these
Pocahontas
old ass
came out.
movies, like, and
Pocahontas
probably
was late
1990.
90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Still, 90s were a lot different than the 2010s.
It's true. They were. The world was not the same in the 90s.
That's true.
That was
as far as
pre-internet.
that
That was
stuff
like
goes.
when the internet was just starting up.
Well, the internet started back in the 70s, actually, but
Also,
it did become publicly.
look, let's
Call
not be,
personal home internet for people.
let's not act like Disney is all clean now.
They're
either.
not.
I mean, come on.
No.
They got homeless employees and shit.
Yeah.
Fuck outta here.
All right, let's not get into that. That's it. That's the news of the week.
Wow.
News of the week. Welcome back, everybody. As you know, last week we had San Diego Comic-Con 2018. It's just a quick wrap-up. We go through it. There's obviously a lot of news that came out, but we just picked sort of the items that we enjoyed or wanted to speak about.
GCandC's top picks, Comic-Con 2018.
Absolutely. So let's kick it off with the Aquaman trailer. I know Jeff is hot to trot about speaking on this.
He's hot for Jason Momoa or whatever, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? I thought you were talking about what's her name? I want to say Marilla, but I know
It is
that's-
Mirla.
Marla.
No, it's
No,
Mara.
Mirla's
It's
not
Mara.
Marla is not on.
Mara, she's hot. That's about the only good thing I have to say
Dude,
about this trailer.
it's just... It looks cool. I think that it probably would... no. It wouldn't have made Justice League better if they had the origin story for Aquaman.
I just
before
hate
the
Jason Momoa's Aquaman.
I don't
You know what?
He's too rad, dude.
It's
Like-
stupid.
Totally.
Every time they have an underwater
Right.
movie, they gotta throw a fucking submarine in it, and it's gonna be shitty because it's just no. I'm sorry.
I think it looks exactly like the Justice League underwater.
It does.
Yes.
That's what it looks like to me. And I did not like the Justice League, so I'm not anticipating like this. And totally the bro jokes and like cheers and stuff.
Yeah, it's
We're not
so fucking
good.
stupid, dude.
I just think it's going to be bad. I mean, I was trying to get some good things out of it, and I was like, well, it's pretty, it's very colorful.
Well,
You know, it's
yeah,
like,
but I can
when they
shit in a
announced
box and
Jason-
throw crayons
when-
in there and it'll look pretty, but
When they announced Jason
Cypher.
Momoa as Aquaman, I was like, okay, Khal Drogo, like, he was cool in Game of Thrones, but can he act? Because you really
cannot
can't
act.
tell.
Right.
And then I was like, we'll see. And he can't. He's
Clearly he cannot act.
he's
You are correct.
terrible.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it sucks.
And it seems like they play up to that.
The thing is,
by
the
making
chicks,
him
all the chicks
The
love him.
ultimate dude, bro. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All the
And-
chicks will make their boyfriends go to this movie.
yeah, I'll go to it. And yeah, my wife will enjoy it more than most of the comic book movies that we go to.
Yeah.
because she's
Which,
like,
uh,
she looks at him with the
it's-
shirt off and she's like, I want to do laundry all of a sudden.
So this leads into my theory about the juxtaposition of the next trailer, which is Shazam.
That looks shittier than
Okay.
Aquaman.
No,
I disagree.
I definitely think it looked better than Aquaman. That's
No.
This is why, and this is pointing back to
It's
that.
shitty.
This does not feel like the other DC dark, blah blah blah. The tone that they were shifting away from.
No, it's like Big. It's like the movie Big as a superhero.
right.
Dude,
It was
Big
cool
is an
when, it was
incredible
cool when
movie.
he got it down. It was cool when the kid got it down in the trailer and he was like, Shazam. Like, I think
Big is
I don't know.
awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
You're crazy. If you
Big
don't like
is a great movie.
Yeah. What is that? Anyway, I I saw photos of that outfit originally, and I thought it was terrible. And it is kind of terrible, but I think that's kind of part of the joke.
No, it's terrible.
To me, when I look at that trailer, that humor is aimed at my 10 and 12-year-old boys.
Yeah.
And I prefer, even Ant-Man's humor is aimed at everyone, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's aimed at kids, and that trailer seems like it's aimed at kids.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how you end up adding him into the rest of their universe when that movie's so goofy. Think of the Guardians of the Galaxy. That's the funniest of the Marvel movies, and it's not aimed at kids. You know what I mean? So I just feel like, to me, it's cool that it is aimed at kids. My kids like it probably more than a lot of shit that I take them to, but not for me. I'm
gonna say this: I got a good feeling about it, and to be honest, out of all three of these, I'm going to watch that one.
I don't have a good feeling about it,
I
thought it looked alright.
I've got a bad feeling.
I'm more positive than Jeff and Nate, but I still don't have a good feeling about it.
It's just different.
That trailer didn't. Watching that trailer, I didn't think, "Oh, this looks fucking awful," like I do with like I did with Aquaman.
Yes.
Okay.
That's right. But Jeff did.
I'm with you. Yeah.
We'll allow it.
But the Titans trailer, I think, looked the best of all of them.
Of course. It did not. But
I thought the Titans looked terrible.
it looked terrible. It's
Fuck
that plastic sort of armor that they have. Yeah. The funny thing is
But
well,
Dick
I don't know if we
Grayson
do spoilers.
needs his day. Robin needs attention, and he's pissy.
The best Robin ever was Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that they're going full throttle. It feels disconnected, though. Like they're just trying to be dark still.
And trying to be shitty dark?
Yeah.
So it's like shitting in the dark.
Oh, it just looks like a total teen show. And he
Yeah,
says,
it's
"Fuck
the Hot
that."
Topic show.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's,
That music was awful.
It's almost like, it was. It's
God.
almost like DC's like, well, we can't make a movie to save our lives to appease the original OGs of comic book fans.
It's their response to Cloak and Dagger, I feel like.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
But Cloak and Dagger apparently is good, so this does not look like it's good.
Yeah.
Cool. They also released the Eisner Award winners for 2018.
Yeah, I saw a lot of the stickers at the comic book store today.
Oh, cool.
Which I was happy to see. A comic that I championed last year won big. Monstrous by Marjorie Liu and Sana Takeda.
Yeah, she was on the outside looking in, right? And then came in tied for first place with Lemire, right?
No, with Tom King.
Tom King, right,
Right.
Tom King.
Doing Batman and Mr. Miracle. She's
Well,
the
they're
first
all
woman
good.
to win, though. So it's a big deal.
Yep, that's awesome. The only thing that I saw when I looked through that list of awards, the only thing that came to my mind is the best reoccurring series or whatever they call the monthly current comics, or saga. You're crazy.
Yeah.
You're just trying to be artsy for the sake of not.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
if you don't,
they are. They're being assholes by doing that. They're like.
I have to disagree a little bit because they've given it to Saga in the last 3-4 years, and I think
you keep
these
deserving
stories.
it. You keep giving it.
Well, yeah, but these.
Saga definitely deserved it this year.
I can't say that Monstrous is any less than
No,
Saga.
Monstrous is good, but when you read down the list of the people that were up for it in that category, and for Saga to not even be there were some books on there that I know are not.
Oh, that you're saying they weren't nominated.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, okay, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Although, well.
That was the only thing that stuck out to me. The rest of it, a lot of them I hadn't heard of. I do like lists like that to give me ideas and new shit to check out.
I'm kind of surprised that Batman won as much as it did. I mean, it's not that I don't love it, but
I think Batman was one of my favorite books of the year for sure. Besides that last arc before the Joker,
Booster Gold thing.
Gold. Besides Booster Gold, I loved every issue I read.
I didn't like the first arc, but
that Best Friends issue was so fucking good.
It's true.
I mean, that was one of the best comics I've ever read, I feel like. It was so good.
It was pretty awesome. So, also, DC finally named a movie brand. See that?
What? A movie brand?
Yeah.
Say?
Was it a pile of shit?
It is. It's called a pile of shit. DC Extended Universe has officially named itself Worlds of DC.
That's right, yeah.
So it's no longer DCEU. Forever going forward from this point, it shall be known of as Worlds of DC.
Flame. I think steaming pile would be better. But.
I think that's all the time that topic deserves.
Yes, absolutely. And then the last thing of note, Star Wars: The Clone Wars is returning.
I don't know.
Did you guys watch that trailer?
No, I didn't watch Clone Wars.
Did you watch that trailer?
No.
No, because I don't.
No, you didn't
like
tell me to.
You
told me to watch 3 trailers.
Sorry. It looks good. It looks decent. If you want to watch the Star Wars cartoon, those were decent. Those and Rebels are both decent. They're not great.
No.
You know what I mean? But if you're looking for more Star Wars, you could do worse than watching those.
Yeah, you could watch a DC movie.
The prequel memers refer to the Clone Wars all the time.
Yeah.
Your phone's vibrating.
What is that vibration?
That is Corey's phone.
That's Bobby.
Bobby Lee. I just want to say they did release Arrow Season 7, and it looks like they finally gave more budget to the show, and it looks really good, dude. It looks really good because Oliver's in prison, and he's missing
Spoiler alert, dude. That's a super spoiler.
Yeah. It's not a spoiler. It's
Pull the card.
Trailer. It's in the trailer. If you don't watch the trailer, then you're...
Well, I don't watch that show.
Well, then how is it a spoiler if you don't watch the show?
Yeah, we do talk about trailers. He's got a point there. We always talk about trailers.
So it's not a spoiler. So you should shove that phone somewhere else and call yourself.
That's been our coverage of San Diego Comic-Con 2018.
Peace.
Boom. All right, everybody. I wanted to spend a minute just to talk about some news coming up with Comically Gaming. We're going to kind of change up the way we've been doing things. Pretty drastic change, as a matter of fact. So as we've been having this weekly show, we're going to kick it back, get a little bit more free time in our lives, because if you notice, we also do a lot of D&D stuff. We stream. It takes 2 full days out of every single week that we all have.
And I'm connecting with new users. They're like, wow, you guys really put your all into it.
Yep. So we're going to tone that back a little bit. But we're going to put out Comically Gaming monthly. If you watch on YouTube, there still will be a video every single week. We're going to break up what we do, hopefully make the videos a little bit more higher produced is the plan. But shorter, right? Because nobody hops on YouTube to watch 1.5 hour videos.
No.
Probably 0.5% of people. If you listen into the podcast version of this, we're going to do the same show. We'll throw it all at you, but it'll be once a month. So thank you if you've been with us from the beginning, checking this out weekly and stuff. Clearly, we're going to change it up a little bit, how we talk about...
Podcast last month.
Yep, absolutely. The way we break down the weekly news, we'll kind of change that around a little bit when we do it monthly instead. But still,
give you our top favorite monthly topics.
Monthly topics.
Yeah,
are we gonna do the previous month or most anticipated?
You can do whatever you want with your time in that segment. Yeah.
We're also gonna start getting more into D&D talk.
Yeah. Add more D&D talk to the show. We all love D&D.
And we'll actually research the shit this time.
We'll see. That's my thought, is maybe lean a little bit more into kind of whatever conversations where we're talking about something that we spend a little bit of time researching, and one of us will be the subject expert, right? But maybe not. We have such a good time just having, we've been very conversational and whatnot. I think we always just go where it takes us, right?
Yes. And just clarification, when we say D&D, we mean RPGs in general, because I'm definitely...
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely. So, just wanted to let everybody know, before that starts hitting, especially if you get the audio podcast and you're wondering where it's at when the week after next, that's the deal with that. But we'll throw it at you. We'll definitely get it to you right away as they come out. So, that being said,
YouTube community.
that's right. It's that time. It's time for the YouTube community shout-outs. If you've never watched Comically Gaming in the past, we'd like to kind of give the love back. All the people that subscribed to us this week. We almost had 100 new subscribers this week. It was almost there. It was real close. I think that's the first week that we've ever had that did that. So Corey's been reaching out to y'all. I know that. If you've been on Twitter, it's been mainly Corey.
Guys.
It might be me as well.
I'm CJ.
Might be me a little bit as well, but not near as much as Corey.
What's up? Sorry if I don't respond super quickly and shit. Like, I trying to reach out to a lot of you, but we appreciate.
Absolutely.
I love you guys.
Yep, and so we like to do a segment every show where we talk about everybody who subscribed to us who has a channel as well. So we put these channels, we'll put links to these channels in the description of the video. If you're listening to the audio version, please pop over to youtube.com/GCandC. Click on the description and you'll see links for all these people's channels there. As well, if you are one of the people in these channels, this is a great group of networking people that are active now, right? So hit them up, everybody, sub everybody, and say hello and start those conversations, make those friendships, right? So, that being said, this week I got the Crafting and Gaming Zone, Salso Crew, Element Styles, Vukasin Sock, Gaber Gruno 3, Trippy P, Drop That Rope, and Samantha HX.
That's awesome. I got Lillaby Wolf, Play With Toys channel, Best Blood 17, Shoal, a.k.a. Curry D, TLZ, Eastside Gaming, Deandra B.
Damn, we got Trippy P and Curry D.
And Deandra B.
So is Curry D and I got the Swaggy Indian, Worldscape, KC 51, D-Man Gaming, Burbally Plays, Trasher the Smasher, and Chris York Drums.
Word. I got Vuddy Funny, TV Centauro, The Video Game Dungeon, Mountain Bricks, Lily Wynn, Lyconin Pictus Gaming, and Steve P Gaming.
Wait, Stevie P, DeAndre D, Curry D,
Stevie P,
and Trippy P.
Should we give them all the name of the week?
No way. There's one ring to rule them all.
Try to stop this channel.
So every week, if you never watched the week before, if you never watched the show before, we do a name of the week. This is a coveted award that goes down in history. Yep. And this is a tough.
I wish we didn't make this award so that someone else could have made it so that we could win it.
Yeah.
It's
Comically Gaming.
No, it's
number one. That's number one.
Fuck.
All right.
I'm going with the Swaggy Indian.
Swaggy Indian, huh?
Yeah.
Trippy P.
I
like the Video Game Dungeon. I'm
going with Trippy P.
Video Game Dungeon.
Trippy P.
Trippy P.
Oh.
Thank you everybody for subscribing this week. But Trippy P, you are the name of the week.
Yeah.
Word.
That's bro. Or girl, if you are.
Trippy P.
So,
I think you're a bro.
Congrats to Trippy P.
Congrats.
All right, thanks so much for watching and listening, everybody. This has been Comically Gaming, episode 114. Really, really appreciate you. If you get a chance, swing by our Patreon page. That's patreon.com/GCandC. We try and post stuff up there as much as we can, which isn't often enough. And we have you can definitely show some support by donating as little as $1 a month to make this whole shebang run better.
You can also tweet us at at GCandC, or you can grab a t-shirt or a sticker at teespring.com/stores/games
Dash.
comics
Dash.
and culture.
We need to change that up.
It's games, comics, and culture with dashes in between.
It is.
Dash.
And if you're too lazy for that, just jump on either Discord or Facebook and ask one of us, and we'll be happy to send you an easy link to just click on instead of typing.
Absolutely.
And as always, thank you, Fred Thomas, for the opening music, and Xee Reiter for our kick-ass logo. Coming up next is our comic book club, where we're doing X-23 #1. Schnickety snack.
And next
And then
CBBC
next
will be...
CBBC,
Yeah, there you
don't
go.
fucking let me have pause for drama. And the next CBBC, before Dirk steals my thunder, is going to be the Immortal Hulk
Stolen.
number trace.
It's
Number
already
3
stolen.
for all those people who don't know what trace is. Or Twa. Or San, if you're speaking Japanese.
I tried to think of some threes, and I couldn't think anymore.
Or Menage
Right,
a
right.
Trois, if you're really partying down. So, all right.
What up?
What's up?
X-Force.
Wakanda forever.
Fuck X-Force.
X.
Oh, look, they both
23.
got it. They both got it.
Yeah.
You got it, Dirk?
Yeah, I got it. Read it.
Let's see it.
Oh, I don't have it. I have a digital copy.
Okay.
Where is it at?
Where's the digital
I
copy?
believe you.
It's all ones and zeros, Dirk.
It's on my
I'm about to
tablet.
show you my digital copy.
I got a digital copy for you.
So,
I don't know, dude. I
Great book.
Jeff didn't
man.
like it.
it was all right. I didn't say I didn't like it. I just said it was okay. I guess I don't know
said
if it
it's not
wasn't
for
me.
him.
Dude, I
It's
thought
not
the
for
Emma
me.
Frost clones and Gabby, everybody was so cool in it. They were all so cool. And Laura, they were all great.
They were.
I don't think the story was too crazy or anything. Like it was a #1 issue, kind of introducing you to the characters.
Yeah, totally.
And they totally got me into Emma Frost clones when I always just thought of them as side characters.
Stepford
And,
Cuckoos.
Yeah, the Cuckoos, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Cuckoos are awesome, dude. They
The
totally made
Cuckoo
that issue for me.
sisters.
Yeah. And it was a little creepy and a little funny. All
It was-
within the
yeah.
same book,
It was creepy.
You know?
Yeah. A little bit creepy, yeah.
Yeah, and then just Gabby. The interaction between the Cuckoos and Gabby was priceless to me.
Yeah,
That's what
Gabby's
sold the book
great.
for me.
Yeah, dude, the fans petitioned for her all day long, and they everybody's worried that they're gonna get rid of Gabby, but she seems to be sticking around, so that's great.
think
She's
she-
awesome.
yeah.
Honey
Yeah,
Badger,
she is.
she's great.
See, the Cuckoos reminded me of like the fembots from Austin Powers for some reason.
I think it helps also if you know a little bit about the Cuckoos.
They kind of remind me of the fembots from Legion.
Yes, they totally do.
I don't know.
The three, with the mustaches, yeah. I didn't know that 2 of them died.
Yeah,
I
neither
wasn't
did
aware
I.
of that.
Yeah, we're full spoilers, just FYI.
Yeah.
Well,
we should do a little segment after this and be like, full spoilers ahead.
It's fine.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
people know we're due.
They
full
usually know
spoilers on
CBBC.
this.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah.
Right? They know.
but no, I thought it was cool. You know, initially I thought like when they were flying in, her and Laura, it was a little corny, some of the language. You know, it was one-liners, but it's the first issue, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little bit awkward. From the start.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
that's how it goes.
But seeing Gabby lying in the dirt, doing that about being
Pretzel.
pretzel, yeah. That's when I initially started to like it a lot, and it's got a sort of offbeat quality to it.
I love it. They've totally changed up X-23's. Like when she started as a character, she was like a bloodlust. Like she was a clone of Wolverine that had a trigger scent, and she would just kill everyone. And then
See, I would prefer
when she
that.
wasn't killing everyone, she was just like struggling with the fact that she killed everyone, and like
Right.
she was like a disturbed character and like just a brutal weapon. And now she has Gabby, and she's almost like a motherly figure or something. And, like they totally changed it up, but I still love her as a character. Like I liked it both ways.
I like some of the description when they talk about that one guy. It looks like a pistachio and smells like an old Band-Aid. Yeah, I just smelled it right away. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Also, I like
don't
the
know
writer.
the smell of an old Band-Aid.
I like Mariko Tamaki. She did She-Hulk before this, and I thought she was a good writer. So
I love the paneling, though. I love the artwork in it.
the artwork's really solid.
Yeah, it's real good for sure.
Yeah,
Like the falafel scene messed me up first because I was reading it like page to page, and then I realized
It was called Marvel Falafel. Too,
Marvel Falafel.
which I thought was kind of weird.
I was kind of looking for Easter eggs all through it too for some reason.
well, because of that, yeah. No, I like that the Cuckoos are being brought into the limelight a little bit because they've always sort of been like a secondary. And
Yeah, they're like secondary X-Men characters, and there's like 100 X-Men. So to be a secondary character to the X-Men, you're like, it's hard to be thought of very much.
But
absolutely.
They're higher string of X-Men than Deadpool because Deadpool can't be an X-Men.
Deadpool's freaking out right now, right? He's still a bad guy, huh?
X-Force.
Well, that was our review of X23 number 1. I think next CBBC we're doing Immortal
Hey, what's our
Hulk.
ratings? I give it a
ratings.
I give it a 8.7.
7.8.
I'm gonna give it an 8.3. So there you go.
All right. So we were right around 8.
Yeah,
8.5 probably if you average them all together.
that's true.
But,
We're the best.
Great
She's
show.
the best. Yeah.
Everybody,
Next,
thank you for watching.
next CBBC, we're doing an Immortal Hulk number 3. So read up on that. It's awesome.
Yep.
Cool. We'll catch you on the flip.
Later.
Peace out.
Victory.